$1,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-291-6670. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-291-6670. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-291-6670 today.
We got a headphone for that.
This information update brought to you by the Craig Smith Agency. Time to review your auto and homeowners coverage and find out what the Craig Smith Agency can offer with some of the most competitive rates and best discounts offered in the market today. Call 626.
Good morning, Larry.
Location North Main Street in Daphne.
FM Talk 1065, the Gulf Coast Weather Authority, and Dr. Bill Williams.
Look for a few scattered thunderstorms today. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms, lows around 70. And for Monday, mostly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms and highs in the upper 80s. This is meteorologist Dr. Bill Williams for FM Talk 1065.
FM Talk 1065, the Gulf Coast Weather Authority.
You wouldn't go on a road trip.
What about those floppy headphones there? That's what they were on last week.
Yeah, I know. Check out the Retirement Peace Roadmap radio show for tips on how to safely navigate your way to and through retirement. Sunday mornings at 7 and Wednesday evenings at 7 here on FM
I don't
Talk
have a car
1065.
scheduled, so.
Now let's get into this. While
Whether
you're
you're in search
talking,
of a
I'll
great new bottle of
keep
wine,
looking.
or you want a rundown of the best brunch spots in the area, Mike and Stu have the answer. With a combined half-century in the industry, they bring
I know
their
what we
wealth of
did last
experience
week.
to
We've
bring
already
you the
marked
latest
from
trends,
production.
expert opinions, and interviews with people in the know. They are the dynamic duo of dining.
It's a wine and food
You're
show,
not very
Steve.
loud.
It's a food and wine show, trust me.
all right?
Right here, it's Sip and Chew. It's wine and food. Because chew rhymes with stew. That's the only reason. You glorified fry cook, great killer.
Now it's time to sip and chew with Mike and Stu
I know.
on FM Talk 1065.
Mics are high.
Why are the chairs so low? Every chair in here, my knees are in my chest.
I know.
Because you took the only good chair?
No. I moved that one because I sat in that one a while ago. Well, no, I sat in that one and it started going to the floor.
Oh, okay. So
Is
the
that one
hydraulics
doing it too?
down
They're all
this-
going
No,
to the
that one's
floor.
already down.
Well, y'all see the one Phillips got, it's down to the floor. So, good
I ain't
morning,
used to
folks.
sitting so low, man. I'm a truck driving man.
Yeah, you are now.
Yeah.
Big wheels rolling.
Yeah.
You need to get your CV.
I parked my
now.
rig out there next to your soccer mom mobile
That's all right.
that I have a duplicate of.
It
Hey, I
gets-
think I got a full-size CB whip antenna we can put
Really?
on the back of your truck. You don't have to
That'd be
connect
cool
it,
with
it's
a tennis,
just a look.
tennis ball on the top.
Well, if you want.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
4x4. Go off the road.
Mhm.
I need it to get to the bottom of the hill on my
Way
yard.
some of you drive. Well, you drive sometimes. you do go off the road out there in the country.
Went off the road when that dude ran that stop sign, but it wasn't because I wanted to.
Yeah, I understand that. But hey, Stu, good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
Welcome to the Sip and Chew Show.
Thank you.
Brought to you by
I
our
was
great
wondering
friends.
if you were gonna bring that up.
Yeah, brought to you by our great friends at Bob's Downtown Diner and
Oh man.
Good morning,
Bailey's
Tony.
breakfast.
Hall's Sausage and Meats out of Chickasaw. Local.
Best andouille on the Gulf Coast.
And,
Best andouille
and
on the
also,
Gulf Coast.
you're absolutely
I
right
have
about
people, and I'm genuine with this. I have people from New Orleans that have come over and saw that I was doing something, and they would taste the andouille. And what is that andouille? I said, that's Hall's sausage. And they said, I'm not familiar with that one. And I said, well, it's made here in Alabama. It's made in Chickasaw. I went, well, that's better than any andouille I've had in New Orleans.
Wow.
And lots of people from New Orleans have said that. So
Awesome.
get that andouille, and of course they got the beef sauce.
Yeah, but you know, that's more-
red hot.
yeah,
I love it
andouille's-
red hot in pieces.
Andouille's more than just New Orleans. It's all the
Well, it is
southern
a
part of
French.
Louisiana, period.
Yeah, well, it actually came from France. It is a French.
I'm meeting more and more people from more west of New Orleans and central, and they're all Cajuns. I mean, they're all. I don't want to say. I don't want to say the word I
Yeah.
want to say they are, but they'll say it.
Well, it's not a derogatory term. It's just the FCC doesn't.
Unless
like
unless Nick Saban says it. I remember when he said it.
Have you ever experienced any of the Cajun culture just across the state line in Arkansas?
No.
You mean some of them
Always.
escaped?
Well, I mean, the state lines mean nothing when people are
Yeah.
buying property and stuff. And
True.
the first 20 or 30 minutes in the South Arkansas is very much just Louisiana with a few hills.
In Riceville.
And they got names like Devereaux and Dido and Odio.
Thibodeau.
Yeah. But yeah,
Monroe.
the Southern Arkansas Cajuns are a unique group of people. The time that we went through, no one actually wanted to talk to us. Our server at the restaurant didn't want to talk to us. They're just real.
I imagine their tips suck.
No, she was cute. She did a good job. She just didn't say much. But they were, and not like cultish or weird or dangerous. Just
Different?
just standoffish. Just you keep. A lot of you could compare it to the way that a lot of the McIntosh area used to be, up where the Moas lived and everything. They weren't very welcoming to strangers for the first part of the 20th century. And it's not that they were filled with any animosity. They don't know you. They don't trust you. They'd just rather you move
The
on.
biggest thing is they don't trust you.
Yeah. Well, they don't trust you. They trust me. So
Yeah, well, you got a 4-wheeler, so.
4x4, son. With a bed cover.
Oh my God. Well, no,
Slide rear glass window.
in case you gotta throw your wrappers out the back.
No, so I can run the power cord from the lighter through into the bed when I get the pop-up tent that I'm going to put in it.
So when you throw your shooting the backy out the back window.
Okay, this is humorous. So we're trying to get my little thermos, the one you see right here on the Facebook people, to fit in the cup holder, and it keeps flipping over. And Heather looks down and goes, oh, well, there's some kind of little adapter in it. She pulls the adapter out, and it's a can of Copenhagen from the last driver.
Well, you know, there's some, if you want that to be a real truck, there's some things you've got to do. You need some smushed beer cans laying in the bed of the truck.
You need some big old fat stupid
You need a
tires.
gun rack in the back window.
I actually do need one new tire.
Dude.
Yeah, there's one that's a little balding on it.
You need a bumper sticker that says "Eat your honey."
Oh, I've got a plate I could put on the front. It's been hanging in the garage at my house since about 1978 that says "Eat more possum."
There you go.
There you go. See, there.
See, you gotta trick it out.
Yeah.
I was
And
looking
that brings
for
it
the,
back
I
to
was
the
looking
food
for the
thing,
modern
to
day
eat more
word.
possum, which I've actually never had. I've had raccoon, but I have not had possum. And I only had raccoon because the guy I was hunting with was just had to shoot something. And I said, well, if you shoot it, we got to eat it. We're not just killing an animal just so you can get your bloodthirst.
I'll just stick to squirrel and escargot.
Well, let me tell you.
It's squirrel and escargot are both better than raccoon.
Hey, talking possum, quick story. My first wife's granddad was riding with her and her family going from Pensacola up to Bluff Springs. And if you're listening over in Florida, you know where Bluff Springs is, up near the state line.
Where did they find a bluff?
But beats me. I never did see a bluff, but that's what it was called.
Bluffing you.
But maybe so. But anyhow, they hit a possum. And Grandpa made
With a
them
stick,
turn
or-
around and go back and pick it up and
To eat it.
And they took it home, and that's what they had for supper, along
Roadkill
with
stew?
big platter of possum with sweet potatoes.
I had
I never hit. Only thing I've ever hit in my car is oak tree. Another
well,
car.
you can't eat an oak tree.
Oh, another car. A deer. You can eat a deer.
Yeah.
Sure.
I tagged a rabbit down by Big Creek Lake and wanted to get it, and the girl that was with me was like, "Dave, if you put that in the car, I'm gonna cry."
Or throw up.
So you'd rather him just die in vain.
That's it.
Have you ever?
But when we came back, I wheeled around and came back, he was gone. So I had not killed him or
Somebody
there was
else
a-
got him.
No, this
Another
was like,
animal got him.
This like 12 seconds later. I turned around and go get that rabbit.
I did run over a rattlesnake.
Well, you maybe just hurt it real bad. It went off and
Yeah.
died in agony.
Yeah. Which is what I wanted to avoid. I mean,
Sound like a Jeff Foxworthy
you
show.
know, whether I was going to eat it or not, I wanted to put it out of its misery. But apparently it didn't have much because it skittered on out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it pretended.
Yeah, it was playing possum. Nice job, rabbit.
Well, those are all food-related items.
Yeah, they're all edible.
There you go. There you go. So, we got some new things opening up around town.
Do we?
Yeah. The Southern Kitchen opened up in Oyster Bar. I think they opened last night.
Where is that?
It's on Dolphin Street.
Used to be Buck's Pizza, right?
No, that's further. This is further down the road.
Okay.
This is a lady.
Okay.
I did not come prepared.
Oh, okay. Really?
But I saw on Facebook that they opened last night.
Wait a
and-
minute, say that
You mean
again.
your first thought as to what to talk about during the show didn't happen when they said,
Well, I
"Now,
wasn't
get
planning
ready
on
to
talking
sip and
about.
chew with
I wasn't
Mike."
planning on talking about that.
Oh, okay.
particular
Okay,
thing, but
what
I did
else?
see.
Because we're getting short on time and I can't find my little
Well,
fine thing.
one of my favorite places in the whole wide world opened Friday night, is Dahlia's Electric Piano Bar.
Did you go?
I did not get to go.
I want to take Heather down.
It is so much fun, and
It
when
is,
I used to
yeah.
go a lot,
Charlie, you and your wife would love it.
he would have a hoot, but it doesn't start till late, Charlie.
Yeah.
How
So,
late
like-
is late?
10,
20-year-old
10 or
late,
something.
not 60-year-old.
Oh,
10 or
yeah.
so, but I'm gonna tell you what.
Thank you for that.
We would
6.
sit there and look. We would sit there just having a great time, enjoying ourselves, singing along to all the songs. And all of a sudden, you look at see what time it is, and it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You go, "Oh my God, I got to go to work 3 hours." You know, I never go to work.
At that point, you just go ahead and stay up the rest of the night.
So we're going to break in 30 seconds, and if you want to get in on this, you can hit that Callahan's Irish Social Club text line.
At 343-0106.
Is it just Fridays and Saturdays? Is it once a month?
What?
Dahlia's.
No, it's
The
every
thing
night.
we're talking about.
It's every night.
7 days a week.
I believe so. We'll look it up while we're on break.
And
Main
what's
thing
the
I'm
name?
looking forward
He
to
just
next
started.
Friday night. So.
Art Walk. Oh, they'll be open early for that. They'll open
Art
early
Walk.
for that, I'm sure.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, 343-0106, Callahan's text line, or you can holler at us. We don't mind. Just not too loud.
We'd love to have you join the conversation.
All right, let's get those headphones working in case somebody hollers at us.
Hang it.
No sound coming to us.
No sound?
There we go.
You getting anything?
Yeah, keep coming up with the volume
All
now.
right, that adapter has gone bad.
Okay. I think it'll be okay. I think a lot of what I'm catching is this is so loud it makes this seem soft. That'll work.
You still hearing it?
Yeah. Morning, Patty. Putting my high-tech speaker system up here so y'all can hear a call should we get one. There we go.
What was the name of the piano thing?
It's Dahlia's Electric Piano Hall. No, now it's called Piano Parlor.
And where is that on Dolphin also?
It's actually behind Spot of Tea. You go in the rear entrance.
Oh, yeah,
it
where
used
the
to be
comedy club
Lestrade,
used
yeah.
to be back
Was
there.
it Lestrade that was called?
Okay, it reopens on Wednesday.
Happy hour is 3 to 6 daily. So
Yeah, I
be
would see no
sure to check
reason
our
for this to
website
be
at
open on
www.mcsharries.com for specials. Come
thought
on
they
down
were
for a
just
week
Friday
taste
and
of Ireland
Saturday.
at McSharry's Irish Pub in Fairhope, Alabama.
Maybe
You
towards
can't
the
miss
end
us.
of the
We're the ones with the big leprechaun over the door. 101 North
think the
Bancroft
bar is
Street
open,
on the
but they
Eastern
don't start
Shore.
playing until
990-5100.
And Charlie, it's
McSharry's
it's
Irish
straight up
Pub.
piano bar, 2 pianists, sometimes
Hey,
a drummer,
this is Chuck
sometimes not.
McKay. After
Yeah.
a tough year of
And they
chemo
just play
last year,
requests.
I was having
Yeah, I love piano.
energy
Yeah.
level
This time they do have
it
a
just would
full-time
not
drummer.
get better.
Every time
Jay
we
White
go,
again?
I heard friends
I think
say
it is, yeah.
CBD.
every time we go on a
helped me
cruise,
with similar issues.
we always
And
manage
thought,
to
I
hit
need
the
to at
piano
least
bar
try
one
this
night.
stuff.
Well, Scott used to work on
And the
cruise.
karaoke bar one night.
Gene
Oh,
Merle,
I'd stay away from
So,
that.
Gene Merle
Oh, I
from
like to sing. I get to
CBD
sing
can
out
help
there.
Gene Merle from
But I
92 Zoo
As soon as
is
Joe
one of
started
the piano
talking,
players.
he asked what I was experiencing,
And,
carefully
Scott
explained how
Morlock,
CBD works
I'll
with the
hold it
body,
against
then suggested
And
your
David White's the
products
drummer.
and dosage
I don't know who the
that had
bongo
worked
player
for
is.
his other customers.
Bongo
I started
player?
that
And then they
day,
got a,
and within
then
days,
they
I
got
was
a,
sleeping again, and my
guitar
body
guy.
and
Yeah,
just
plays guitar
life
or something.
felt good again.
So with bongos, they could do
Listen, if
banana
you
boat
suffer from
song.
Joe, what they
pain
call
or
a guy that
anxiety,
plays the guitar?
please see Joe at your
guitarist.
CBD store of West
That's
Mobile.
it.
Yeah, there's
Don't
a
let
word for it.
skepticism of CBD keep you from feeling better another day. And please, shop local. It helps us all.
Visit your CBD store of West Mobile at Hillcrest and Greenlot. Feel at
You like
home
them
with
little
First
girls that work in the
South
market,
Credit
man. You
and
can't go
Payment
10
Act
seconds
for all your
without checking
distinctive
your
loan
social
needs,
media.
whether you're
Here it
looking
is.
to buy land, country home, or farm. A simple loan process for you.
Hey, is Bob's
First
brunch
South
already
Credit
started?
Experienced loan
Oh, yeah.
officer with 100 years of experience in supporting rural communities and agriculture to work for
So,
you.
during the break,
Financing land, farms, and dreams.
we were the better
First
team
South
before,
Farm
better
Credit,
prepared.
209 East 2nd Street in Bay
dominated
Minette.
us.
Your land
You
and
know,
ag lending
You know,
experts.
It's
Auburn kept playing
She's the leading
hard.
educator and
30
retailer of
seconds.
CBD
Auburn kept
products
playing
in South
hard.
Alabama,
Boy,
and she's on a mission to
P.
change the
Ryan
way
from
we
Mobile,
look at
about that
cannabis.
88
Jennifer
yarder,
Boozer
which
presents
was all of
Sweet
his
Home
records.
Cannabama, a
And
show
no
that'll answer
88
all your
yarder.
questions, provide accurate information, and dispel
We
the
were
myths of CBD. Guests from every
But
corner of the hemp
big
I'm gonna play the
industry.
Taco Bell
Just
thing.
Position.
Oh,
Jennifer
yeah,
leads
that'll
the
work.
discussion of all things cannabis
And
in
that's,
Alabama.
and you know,
Join
that's
Jennifer
what I was
Boozer
gonna make a
every
comment
Monday at
last
7
week.
p.m. for Sweet Home
After the
Cannabama
Mississippi
on
State
FM
game
Talk
as well.
106.5.
That's our first SEC home game. We won't be back home again until November. Thanks for the
To
schedule.
get on the line, call
That's correct.
343-0106.
Entire month, you don't get a
Now
home
back to
game.
Mike and Stu.
There's no excuse for that. It's
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. What can I get for you today?
I'll start with a taco, soft like a cloud. I want mine crunchy. I like to eat loud. I'll choose a chalupa. I'll grab a gordita.
Y'all need to get Bob to cut another liner for us. His was one of those that's corrupted and I can't play them.
Which one?
I was saying, get Tony to recut another
Oh,
one for
okay.
Bob's.
Alright, you're there all the time.
I went through the folder and took out, there was 2 or 3 that were
Yeah.
I don't
Trying
know
to
what
get,
happened to them.
yeah, trying to get a new vehicle has taken up a lot of my off time. I got up at 7 yesterday because all my deals Friday fell through.
Yeah, we do that every time we get a car. We got a hell of a deal from Enterprise. That's where we got our 27 Nissan Rogue. Got a good price on it, and the credit union bought it for us on a 2% interest.
Love that.
Or 1.99.
And that's it. No, that's not it. I also want a double-decker taco because I'm feeling wild and make my sauce fire. He'll take mild and we'll take 2 Mountain Dew Baja Blast for a chance at $25 cash. I'm told there's a winner for every 5 minutes, but I'm stealing your online code if you win it. Why would you do that? You owe me 25 bones. I owe you 5 plus interest. It was a loan. And I think we'll be satisfied.
That's good, Charlie. Go ahead and bring us in.
If we get some Mexican rice.
Oh, yeah, it's
on
too
the
good.
side.
Does he get this order right?
Yep. And listen to this.
Yeah. They need to hire him at McDonald's.
Yeah, he was the star of that one. Michael, we're back on the air, buddy.
Are we on by?
Yeah.
Put down your phone.
And
That's where I keep my stuff at.
what's plenty of fish, Mike? I'm just joking.
Yeah, I heard
Luann.
Phil.
I'm just
I heard
joking,
Phil
Luann.
laugh over here. I heard Phil laughing
And
in there.
just so you know, Mike, Plenty of Fish is a dating app
Mhm.
where every
A
single
dating?
female on it is a psychopath.
Really?
Yeah, I have not. I did that when I first got healthy
Cool.
again.
What's unusual about
When you got healthy.
I mean, I'm talking, Charlie, I would make a friend on there, and
Uh-huh.
within a day, she's talking about soulmates and moving, and
Look,
goodbye. I got off of
I've
that.
never in my life done a dating site.
It
Never in my
was-
life done a dating site. And,
It was just curiosity, and there's a lot of crazy.
and all I hear is that those things is from my friends who've done them. And I got some friends that they thrive on.
Yeah, well,
They-
it's
they
like,
love
what
the
can you do for
challenge,
me?
I guess.
What can you do for me?
Well, it's just
It was weird.
it's sad that what happened to just going to the grocery store and meeting somebody in the produce section?
Or going out
All right,
and
it's
getting a
called a
job?
misdemeanor.
A misdemeanor.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I
What?
think I told you. We're not a political show, and I don't like to really get into politics on our show.
But you're gonna do it anyhow?
Well, you know, there's speculation that our president's going to put tariffs on European items like Italian cheese and French wines and all that.
Mhm.
You know, all these things usually are temporary. especially right now in the atmosphere that we're in right now with politics and all the name calling and stuff going on right now. But you know what? I've been in the wine business 33 years. And wine always goes up in price. It always has, it always will.
Everything
wine never goes down.
Without inflation, the economy crashes, so it's
and
it's a
cheeses
necessary
and everything else. I never see anything unless it's on sale. That's the only time it goes down in price.
Coffee is the same way.
And exactly, and they're just looking for reasons to point fingers and blame somebody for something. You know, if the price, if the tariffs do hit and prices go up on French wine, I'm gonna drink California wine.
Yeah.
It's better wine.
I'm gonna
They
drink
proved it.
Argentine wine. If it goes up to a point where I can't afford it, then I'll drink Chilean. I'll drink Argentina.
Chilean.
I'll drink it's
went there.
Chilean.
And they told him,
pronounce
no,
it.
no, y'all say it wrong. It's just like when you go
Chilean.
to the Caribbean and people pronounce it Caribbean, and they will be quick to tell you it's Caribbean.
No, that's the British version.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
have
true. My
friends from
friend
Jamaica.
was from
I have friends from Jamaica that say it's Caribbean.
Okay.
So,
But if you're on the BWI islands, the few that are left,
but anyway, get back to the
Baltimore,
point.
Washington International Airport.
You know, there's
British West Indies.
there's
Oh, okay.
on these tariffs, it's like cars. Buy cars made in America. Buy cars made here in Alabama. Don't.
Well,
You know, I know a lot of parts.
when it
come
comes
from
to a car, you buy the best car. Don't care about where it comes from, because one of the things I did in my buying is a Mercedes-Benz built in Germany is still a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz built in America are garbage. It's a great motor, great transmission. Everything else around it's not good. Nissan's having the same problem. So don't with a
usually all
car.
those parts come from over there.
And keep in mind, and this is the other thing I found, GM, Chrysler still have not fixed any of the problems that made them file for bankruptcy half a dozen times. They're still undependable. They're still hard to get. GM you can get inexpensive parts for, but they break down more often. Dodge, Chrysler run a little better, but everything is a prototype with them.
Right.
So a 2009 doesn't have anything on it that a 2010 has. So
Right.
that makes the prices expensive.
But let's
And that is honest research that I've been doing for 2 months, looking
Right.
into cars and everything.
Right.
But a Ford is still the best.
Right.
That's why I bought a Ranger. They said best used truck you can buy is a Ford Ranger. It's simple, dependable. Mine was built in America.
and you got a truck and you can go pick up your cheese and your wine
Yep.
there. But
My
you know,
American
this
cheese.
is something. This is
Wisconsin, baby.
This is something that Christy at Cheese Cottage can tell you about. I mean, there's a lot of great American-made cheeses.
There is.
You hadn't got to eat Italian cheese. There's probably a lot of Italian-style cheeses
I tell
that
you,
we can eat here from America.
When I was at Lucky,
If-
I wanted to do Dubliner, which is a fantastic cheese from Ireland that has both the notes of Swiss and cheddar, and I wasn't going to need any other cheese but that. It's $21.99 a pound wholesale. I got an Irish cheese, very similar, made in Wisconsin for $8.50 a pound.
There you go.
So I stayed.
And I'm gonna tell you, if you love French wine, Washington State right now is making incredible,
what is it?
incredible French wine.
Gruet in New Mexico. Gruet.
Yeah, it's a French wine.
Yeah, that
owned
does
winery.
that.
They do
It's
they do
New Mexico
wine. Yeah.
champagne, if you want to call it.
And
it's
then
phenomenal.
if you love Burgundian wine like Pinot Noir and
Well, that's Oregon.
there you go, Oregon or New Zealand. New Zealand makes great Pinot Noirs and Pinot Gris. And you haven't got to, unless you're just a pure snob.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to pass blame.
And there's a lot of
on
that
something.
in the wealthier end.
Yeah. Well, we're a
of
snob.
wine.
We're a snob-free zone here.
We're also not going to lay down the same amount of money for a bottle of wine that I spent on a truck yesterday.
And I'm not going to cry about tariffs because tariffs are temporarily a lot of times,
And you know,
especially in the
well, we've got to do something for our
trade
balance.
balance has not been balanced in decades.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what the quarrel with China is about.
Yeah.
So,
And anyway,
it's
that's
all
what
good.
I had to say. I had to get it off my chest.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Opinions expressed are those of whoever says it.
That's the way opinions work.
That's the way
right.
it works.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. Charlie keeps saying, hey, Charlie, who messed with your signs?
The Armed Alabama show, Adam Strange brought his daughter who's in 5th grade.
Well, they look fantastic.
Well, and so she gets the black marker and she starts making them 3D, and I said, well, why don't you put a few lines around them, and that's what it wound up
And now they
looking like.
pop.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they
have
really did.
sizzle.
They really pop now.
They have 30 seconds.
So Lillian, you did great.
Yeah, they look really cool. I was noticing that too, and I was thinking, have they been like that the whole time?
No, no,
Just
no.
now noticing?
Now, when I get bored, I color on them a little bit.
Oh man,
It's that new truck smell that's.
yeah. What did you think about that menu that I sent you last night? For the
Man,
next
I love that.
line
I've got to really. I'm gonna try to put something good.
Hey,
against
when
it.
we come back,
Match that.
y'all tell everybody again if they want you guys to come to their house.
If you want to sip and chew with Mike and Stu in the comfort of your own home, we can do that.
We sure can.
3430-106.
How
Well,
come you
not
haven't-
to get that happening, but
How,
we'll talk
how come
about
you
it.
haven't called?
Al Callahan. Oh,
I'm sorry.
it's fine. Like talk about Roosters discontinuing their delivery service. What's that? Roosters is no longer doing third-party delivery service. No one can pay from it.
Who's not? Roosters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're looking at 2 years all of this.
Azalea City Hand and Rehab has been a trusted
And I'm
provider
okay
of
with
occupational and physical
You know, I
therapy
just
services
can't
and
imagine
offers
a lot of
quality
people
CBD products
using
to
Waiter
aid
and the other
health.
services.
A ton of them use it, but they want it to be free.
At Azalea City Rehab
Yeah.
They wanted to pay the same amount of money they got at home, and I'm just like, it should be penny for penny what you pay for the food. You order $20 worth of food, $20 delivery charge. You got $100 worth of food, $100 delivery charge.
Temperatures will be
Because
in
the
the upper
restaurant
80s.
can't lose any more money. They lose money with every
around
one.
70. And for Monday,
The only, and I'll say this, the only entity that benefits from a third-party delivery service is the third-party delivery service. It hurts the restaurant, hurts the
FM Talk
The
1065.
only time I would ever use a delivery service at all is if I had, you know, a big tailgate party going on, or, you know, a large gathering. I might consider that then.
And you're better off at that point because the delivery service is gonna cost you.
Yeah.
Just get a caterer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would
Because it would be cheaper than getting all that food delivered for a bunch of people.
Onion and pickles, or just the way
I want to
you
bring
like
up
it.
a topic.
It's time for a showdown.
How a waffle
Butch Cassidy,
can determine whether you have
Florida
OCD or not.
Street.
You're among the majority of people who prefer to read
Well,
accurate
that
reports.
Listen up,
particular-
Mike, you can take notes. if
That
you want.
particular
Page
OCD.
to the Call
Yeah.
News newspaper.
You try to get syrup in every square.
Teams.
I gotta talk about one.
That's part of it.
I know you probably got one.
And city
Well, you do.
editors.
You ate somewhere
The
cool
Call
last night.
News, a newspaper
can't remember
that's
where
been
to
Oh, yeah,
go.
we
and
ate
your
Sabai,
interests.
yeah.
Only thing I remember is old Charlie's.
The Call News
Yeah,
has
that's
reported on the issues
always
that
has
matter
those.
to the people of South
Yeah.
Alabama,
And
and is
Bozo's.
considered
And
to be
brisket.
one of Alabama's best
Yeah.
weekly newspapers.
We did brisket.
The Call
And,
News
not
can be
brisket,
purchased at many grocery and
Talking about
convenience
brisket over
stores
on Mama.
in Alabama, including Walmart,
Brickheads
Roosters,
over
and
at
Circle
Sheldon
K.
Airport.
If your favorite store doesn't have it,
A
let
home
us know
space.
and we'll make it available. Mailed subscriptions
No
are
guest
also
today, I
available
take
for
it.
as little as $30 per
I
year.
put it- I've
and
called
digital
twice
copies
that guy
for
with
even
the
less.
escargots.
Call 866-5998.
Now I got the truck out of the way, I'll start looking more
866-5998 and get connected to the Call News. Hey, pretty focused on your phone,
Boss
checking
Lady
out
talking
Tinder?
Not Tinder, man. Breaking news. Just
Oh,
posted on
man.
lanyardmobile.com.
Oh.
There's some real
Says
shady
it's gonna be
stuff going on. Have you read it yet?
No, don't have a digital subscription, so no.
Really? It costs almost nothing. You're really missing out on a lot.
I don't know. I always think it's a print version. They're everywhere and
Think
free.
about it,
You know how
sometimes you
cheap
get
I
rid of that
am.
other
Are you
guy,
kidding?
that's
It's only
always
21
another
cents a day. It's totally worth it. All the same great stuff in the Mobile and Baldwin editions. Daily breaking news, exclusive web content, and really convenient. You can read it on your phone or any computer.
Really, will a subscription work on all my devices?
Dude, one digital subscription gets you access on 5 devices. Phones, work
Yeah,
computer,
there's some
home
stormy
computer,
coming.
whatever you need. It literally
Summer
takes
is
less than a
actually
minute.
over.
And you're supporting a strong local
Bill is
news
supposed to
station
be in
dedicated
studio
to
today.
corruption and info on things that we really need to
Still
know.
Okay, I'll sign up at lanyardmobile.com.
Yeah, and I was
Why
checking
don't
to
you
see if we
buy
can
me a
go
drink?
camping Friday night.
You really are cheap.
It's
For
supposed to
Lanyap,
rain
over
Friday night,
1,500
the high
locations in
Friday is
Mobile and Baldwin
84 and
counties, and
high
sign up for a digital
Saturday is
subscription today at
74.
lanyapmobile.com and help keep Mobile funky.
Since 1921, Baldwin Mutual Insurance Company has been the place to get insurance coverage for Alabama residents for protection of homes, farms, and commercial property. For complete property and liability coverage, see Baldwin Mutual Insurance Company, 315 Laurel Avenue in Foley, providing outstanding property and casualty coverage for the Gulf Coast since 1921, and a
Well, when I
proud
get
supporter
one, I
of Auburn
just toss it
University.
in with the other. They teach it everything. I'm having to be a teacher.
The whole herd.
430-106. Now back to Micah Stew.
Hello, this is Vlad from Mediterranean Sandwich Company. You're listening.
Well,
What
that
an
is
empire.
High praise indeed.
coincidental that Vlad was that little tag. Vlad kind of started the campaign a few weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago, when he announced that their Mediterranean Sandwich Company would no longer be using third-party delivery services because it's just not financially sound. David Rass chipped in and said, listen, 100% of the cost of that needs to go to the customer. The restaurant's got to stop paying for it. Well, the latest one that says they're no longer going to do third-party delivery service is Roosters. And I'm all for it. I celebrate. I'll be glad when these third-party delivery companies are all out of business. Not that I want anyone to lose their job, but it is not a good deal for the restaurant, and it is not a good deal for the consumer. The only person that benefits from a third-party delivery service is the third-party delivery service.
Well, the restaurant profit margin is not that big to begin with.
Right, and they have to then, these are customers that used to come in, sit down at the table and spend $45, $50
And
with
tip
drinks.
the server.
Right, and with drinks. Now they're just ordering the food, so the ticket's gone down to $25, $30, and the restaurant then has to pay the delivery service a part of the delivery fee.
Not that I've ever experienced, because when we worked
they're
three
all-
up at the brick pit, and they tacked their price on to.
Not anymore. They make both parties pay now.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
The restaurant and the customer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why it's got to go, because it just, and even if it's exactly the same, you just lost your alcohol sales, and that's the only place you make money in a restaurant. You don't make
You're right
money
about that.
selling food to people in a restaurant.
You're right about that.
Because you're selling food pretty much at cost, just to get them in
Yeah.
the door, because nobody wants to spend anything when they go out.
Right.
And it's a situation that's going to collapse within the next 5 to 10 years.
Right.
Most people will not be able to dine out in 2030. They
Yeah.
won't be able to afford it. And that's the way it should be. That dining out is a luxury, pure and simple. Any meal, even if it's McDonald's, that someone else cooks for you is a luxury. And luxuries are supposed to cost more. It is not a necessity to get a pre-cooked meal to anyone. Anyone who says it is just lying. Manage your time better. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. You choose what you do with them. And if you choose to spend...
I always chose to work and then let somebody else feed me.
Right.
I'd
And
take
you
my
paid
money,
for that.
and I paid for that.
Right, and you should have to pay for that.
I didn't want to go home
But
and
this, I
mess
mean,
up
there's
the
a
kitchen.
mentality in this country that I can't go out to eat lunch if lunch is more than $5. Dude, if $5 is all you can afford for lunch, you can't afford to eat lunch. You need to be eating a tuna fish sandwich every day.
Yeah.
Or PB&J.
Yeah. PB&J's always good, isn't it?
Mhm. I have it for supper at least once a week.
Yeah, and it's about personal responsibility, and we've come to and your chains that we rail against, not good chains like we've talked about, like Bonefish Grill is a good chain. There are good
Yeah.
ones out there. Macaroni Grill, it's really good food, no microwaves, all that. But the ones that are trying to crowd as many people in with no service, and they treat you supposedly like family, or they're your neighborhood bar and grill, and we all know these names. They use their buying power to drive down prices so that local restaurants can't compete with them, so they have no profit margin. They pay their employees nothing. The food they get is just tarted up garbage. And because you can't put out healthy food at a price that the average American can afford,
Right.
because you should be cooking. You should be cooking. And it's another thing that gets me is people, well, I'm trying to eat healthier. The only way to eat healthier is to cook every meal yourself.
And eat a balanced diet.
Right.
My wife and I have that discussion.
There is no
all the
such
time.
thing as eating healthy when someone else is constantly preparing it for you. You
I
have
got
no
a
control
breaking
over it.
news item.
Do you?
Yes.
There
There is a rain cloud outside.
I've been sitting here watching it.
Yeah, well, it's actually great.
Isn't that how Les Nessman used to do the breaking news? He'd just go and tap his.
I wish I could remember that award, that Silver Sow Award or
Silver
what
Sow
was it?
Award, sure was.
Yeah.
Classic.
So,
Classic.
you know that last Sunday was Lou Ann's birthday. So we started the day off celebrating at Panini Pete's, Ed's Seafood Shed.
Yeah.
Ed's Shed.
The breakfast on the bay.
Breakfast on the bay.
Is that fine? Or
I ordered beignets for everybody. Everybody. But they do their chicken. I love chicken and waffles like Butch Cassidy's has. That's the best I've ever had. And then I looked on the menu and he had chicken and beignets. Well, I just had beignets. I didn't want beignets. So I asked them if they'd altered a little bit and do pancakes. And they did. They accommodated. Great morning. The Bloody Marys were fine. Of course, you know, everybody was getting sauced up on the mimosas. On the mimosas.
Well, now, do the Bloody Marys come with the vegetables in?
Oh yeah.
Who cares? They got $2 mimosas.
Yeah, well, they were pretty cheap. They blew me away how cheap they were, but
and they were good.
They were very good.
Yeah, we went the weekend before. Very good.
And then that night we went to Bozo's over in Pascagoula. That's Lou Ann said, I want to go to Bozo's, so we went to Bozo's. It was great. And you know, one thing I applaud them for is their pours, their wine pours. They give you a nice hefty wine pour. It was the same as it has been all three times. It was the same all three times we've been there. And then we had a great meal. Had steamed shrimp. Oh, it was delicious. Then the very next night we went to Briquettes, and they did a good job for us.
Well, they usually do.
And here's another thing I applaud them on: the glass pours, the wine glass pours. They give you a very nice pour.
What you're saying is they give you more than they're supposed to.
It's probably the average. The average is about 5 ounces, but they give you about 6 ounces.
Yeah.
And I may be getting them in trouble, but I looked at all the glasses around us, and everybody was getting the same amount. And I'm sure they measure theirs.
Yeah.
With a little measuring carafe, but before they pour into the glass, so everybody gets the same. But I was just really pleased, and we got pork chop, and it was super.
You went to a steakhouse, got a pork chop, huh?
Well, you know, I eat steak all the time. And if I can get that real thick cut pork
some
chop.
of us aren't as fancy as you.
Well.
Yeah, we went to Sabai last night and had curry. And we're sitting there talking to the owner, and we're eating the curry and talking about how good it was. And then I'm telling the owner, and I said, and I'm really just love your chicken pho. And Heather goes, I forgot they had pho. And that was what she would have ordered. But
what you went there for?
She was not disappointed with her curry. Neither one of us were. The place is phenomenal.
Is that what pho is?
No, pho is a soup, a broth-based soup, and it's
Why
all
not
about
just call
the
it
broth.
chicken soup?
Because it's not
It
chicken soup.
doesn't have the ring to it.
The other night, I went to Seafood King in Sims, which is a fishmonger.
Is that kind of new?
Yeah, I've been there, well, since I moved there, so about 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right next to the Winn-Dixie, so I don't buy seafood at Winn-Dixie. I go next door and get it Seafood King, because everything in Winn-Dixie is from another country.
Yeah.
And so that helps me out, because we don't have a Rouse's or a Fairhope Market or anything like that in Sims yet. So I go next door, big, huge, beautiful head-on shrimp that I took home and just steamed for us. And I steamed it with a little Prosecco that you gave us. Yeah, I still have it.
That stuff don't last forever now.
It does when you cook with it. And butter and garlic and a little chicken stock, and steamed it in it, and then told Heather, I said, the real magic of this dish is when you're done with all the shrimp, take that big chunk of French bread and just soak up everything at the bottom.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, we got John on the phone.
Bring John up here.
John's talking about a healthy place to eat. Are you looking for recommendations? Did you open something, John? Where?
Hey, John, I want to thank you for giving directions to a place.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Hey, that's saying something, John.
Yeah. Yeah, redneck caviar, it's just black-eyed peas, tomatoes, corn, a little bit of vinaigrette. Mm. That sounds fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now you say it's in a small building. What kind of a building?
Like a shed, an outhouse?
Okay. I'll have to look for that tomorrow.
Ray's Kitchen? Ray's Kitchen?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll be there tomorrow. I'll have to look for it.
Yeah. No argument here? No problem with that at all? All right, John, we're up against the break, buddy.
Hey, I wasn't hungry till he called.
Thank you, John.
And Baba Ganoush.
Bravo.
Take care.
All right, if you want to get in, 3430106, or
It's
you
the
can text us
Callahan's.
the Callahan's Irish Social Text Line.
There you go.
I get all the words, don't I, Mike?
You get them all.
All right, we'll be back in a second, folks.
Morning, Bill.
Stranger.
Hey,
Got me a 4x4 now. We'll get in the woods. It's not, go ahead and buy a 4x4. Just,
I've been telling you about
that's what
Harry's
they
for a
have.
long time. This is like Harry's meets
You
history.
ain't gotta
Shaving
use it.
history.
I had an 88, well, I still do 88 Grand Wagoneer, and I've never
From flint
turned on the
tools to
floor.
shark's teeth.
Well,
Last time they were
steep hill in
Bozo.
front of my yard, so if I go
How
down
do you
slow,
find it?
It's on Eagle,
4x4 to get it
on
on.
Eagle Road,
right.
Pascagoula.
All right, to get there from here,
Yes,
go out into 63.
Take I-10 and go down, get on Highway 90.
Oh, okay.
Keep going west till you get to Market Street.
Okay, I
And
know
then
where
take
that is.
Market Street like 10 red lights or so.
You go right
And
on
every
Market
damn red light we had got to turn red.
All right, but you
It
take
take
a
30
right on
minutes to get
Market.
down Market. Take a left off of 90 on the Market. Take Market south.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll, about the 10th or 11th red light, you'll get to England, you take a left. You go about 3 blocks and you'll see it, it's huge. It's just past Wayne,
Now, if you have a fear of clowns, you shouldn't go there.
there's no clowns there.
Why are they calling Bozos?
This
The guy that opened it.
this grandfather was called Bozo or
Who
something.
the clown was named after.
In this moment,
But Keith, his owner, Keith, you would think just one of the workers there. He's got tears in his t-shirt with stains all over it.
Well, that's the guy that's into his livelihood.
And he works 7 days a week. He works 7 days a week. Has for years.
Oh, God bless him. I'm not
And then at
working.
Christmas time, the lot across the street, they turn into a tree farm, Christmas tree, selling area lot. Yeah.
You do want to use a lot of
Well,
time, but it's the
I heard Bill
word.
one day, he was struggling for what the term says, you know, your vegetable getting placed. You go to your vegetable
You know,
getting
sometimes
placed.
your mind just won't find the damn word that you're looking for, and sometimes it's very simple things.
Built on the 3 foundations: spirituality, 12-step, and
And
recovery orientation.
I applaud you if you have stayed on your bike the last
are in
month.
need of
I
treatment
didn't
for their
even stare
addiction.
at mine.
60% of all women
Yeah, well, it's got air conditioning.
Well, yeah, but it's
As long as you're moving.
Yeah, I get air conditioned if I go by the nurseries and they're spraying.
Hey, does it look or feel like rain possibly outside?
It looks like it wants to rain.
We
Yeah.
got that
And it's very humid. It's very humid this morning.
don't see us avoiding any rain
today.
with that front.
Well, my yard
I don't know,
needs
they
it.
lowered the rain chances a little bit. And it's gonna be spotty again.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna get quite as chilly
Why do
as
we
they
have
said
a
it was.
pink, what is our pink theme here on? Is that pink?
It's some old monitor. I think that's what that thing is.
Is that
Monitor's
the
color.
text program y'all are looking at?
It's the whole screen's got a pink tone to it. Anything white.
Talk 1065.
Hey, that's our tune, Mike.
Call 343-0106. Now back to Mike and Stu.
Hi, I'm Chef Anthony Serrano, and I'm a Wolf.
Oh,
You know,
Serrano.
I was in Walmart the other day.
The Walmart.
The Walmart.
Yeah.
And I needed some more Monterey steak seasoning.
Mhm.
And I went over there, and I was just blown away of all the new seasonings and spices that they've gotten in. And some of them I've never even heard of. And I was going to go back yesterday and make some notes, take some pictures, buy some spices. But you know, this whole thing with World Food Championship, I think it's just, they've just kicked their game up a whole bunch.
Well, that's why they partner with World Food Championships,
Yeah.
because they were
Hey,
getting
do they-
left behind by the Publixes and the Trader Joe's.
Do they still have their pickle making kits?
I have no idea.
I'm sure they
They
do.
bell jars and then they've got
They'll
the
never
spices
stop
and all
selling
that?
those. Yeah, they'll never stop that.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, you
Canning
can.
supplies.
Oh, canning supplies?
Yeah.
But if you like
Sure, yeah.
hamburger deals or whatever those are, they're real easy to make. And they're ready to eat the next day.
Mhm.
RTEs?
When I was at Little House Midtown, we made all of our pickles you know, for service. We made them about once a week. We'd make a lot of pickles. And, you know, if I ever run a place again, I will make my own pickles for it. Or do a little whipped pickle action.
Reminds me of a little Arlo Guthrie song. I don't want a pickle.
Hey, can I bring up my waffle thing real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought a waffle?
No, but I'm going to tell people how they can save money on psychiatrists. If you think you might be OCD, here's the test. Next time you get a waffle, and probably works on a pancake too, but there's no scientific proof. Here's the way you look, and here's what I did. I thought about this morning when I was next door. I tend to put my syrup on a circular pattern. I start out on the middle and then I make a bigger circle out. Then if I didn't get it all, I crisscross the other way. Then I take a knife and fork and I cut it all one way, and then I cut it all the other way. So once I've finished doing the cutting, I can lay the knife down and just eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I must really be OCD, because some people just slop the syrup on and eat it with a fork and never touch a knife.
I've known of two other people who eat it exactly like that. Ted Kaczynski and Ted Bundy.
Well, so I'm in good company.
That's the way they ate their prey too.
But I think I got that from all those years of teaching school, where we had maybe 23 minutes to get 30 kids fed, and you might have 16 minutes to eat your own lunch.
Well, you
and
know,
you just learn to do all the cutting at one time.
You say that, and I remember being younger, I used to cut my waffle down the lines, but I do it in 2 squares.
Yeah,
Go 2 squares.
That makes sense.
But now I just use my fork and I just cut it the way it is.
Just seems like it's so, it's so time consuming to just use your fork.
I don't know. Fork and knife then.
Well, that's what I do.
It takes longer to cut.
So I'll probably save myself $100 an hour, so I don't have to be analyzed. I know I'm OCD when it comes to eating waffles.
Are you self-diagnosed?
Yes, I am.
You have a fool for a physician.
That's right. And proud of it. Anyhow, I'm just wondering for our listeners, I'm giving them something to think about. How do you syrup up your pancakes and waffles?
Well, I use, now when I go to Bob's Downtown Diner, they just set the syrup right there in front of me. Because those little...
The 5-gallon bucket.
No, it's a gallon. But those little, just don't even give me those little 1.5 ounces of syrup and
now,
butter.
like Dick Russell, they bring you a pitcher.
They bring me, and so does Butch Cat, they bring me a whole 4-ounce container slap full of butter. And then they set the syrup, and they put the honey in front of me. Because I've got to have a lot of syrup, a lot of honey. I'm sorry. Just who I am.
Syrup and honey?
Well, it depends on where I'm at.
The pancake or waffle is simply there for window dressing for Mike. What he wants is a bowl full of syrup and a straw.
And a glob
But it
of
is
butter in
socially
it.
unacceptable.
But what I'll do, I'll take my butter and I'll fill every hole of that waffle up. I'll fill every hole of that
Let me
waffle
make a
up.
suggestion to you, sir.
What?
That may give you the satisfaction you need of soaking a waffle in syrup, because I'm the same way. But without the hit, calorically, get agave nectar. It tastes better than any pancake syrup on the market. Does it taste like maple?
So you have to bring that to the restaurant with you.
What aisle would that be on?
Yeah.
What aisle would that be on?
Right with the other sugars and any other sweetener.
Agave nectar is a
It
liquid.
is 1/3 the glycemic scale of sugar. It is recommended for diabetics because it helps their pancreas better
Do its
regulate
job.
the insulin. It
What?
is highly recommended for diabetics, and
Guave?
it tastes delicious.
Guave nectar?
Agave nectar.
Well, I used to have some sodas made with agave. It was sweetened with
Really?
agave nectar. Yeah.
See, I don't like making tea with it because I don't like the flavor that it brings to tea. Makes the best lemonade in the world.
You're out of
way
the,
better
you're,
than sugar.
You're out of the soda business now?
Been out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 5 years.
It took all the money I had.
So
And
have
then
you
some.
laid down your barbecue sauce, or you still have the
No, I
secret
still
recipe?
I still got all that.
Yeah.
We sure got a shelf at Fairhope Market. It'd look good on it.
It probably would.
It's got, right now, what it's got on it is a little plaque said, this space reserved for future local ingredients.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, this is the
Root
thing
beer
about
barbecue.
it. I want to redo the formula, and I want to get away from high fructose products.
Mhm.
Do it pure cane sugar.
That's
when things are
politically
sweetened.
supported.
And I want to do that before March.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that done before March.
Well, barbecue sauce shouldn't be made with high fructose corn syrup. It should be made with molasses or brown sugar.
But
and that's it.
here's the thing, that has.
I don't
either-
even like
Cane syrup.
cane syrup. Yeah, Belgians and cane syrup.
Those components in there, but like the tomato, the ketchup that it's made with, it's got high fructose corn.
Hunt's ketchup uses sugar. There's another one called Full Circle that only uses sugar.
Mm.
We used to have Full Circle when we had Bruno's in town.
Mhm.
And Full Circle is a great company that only partners with local people and stuff like this. And I used to get their seafood because their seafood was only wild caught, only from America. And for the species that aren't indigenous to the Gulf, that's what I went for. Salmon, halibut, they had great stuff. Cod. That was wild caught, it was from America. It's a good brand, Full Circle. They partner with a lot of local organic farmers to make their stuff. And it's not pure like you would get at a farmer's market, but it's a lot better in quality and competitively priced with anything else you get in a grocery store.
Right.
And we lost it when Bruno's went out of here, and no one else has really picked it up. Winn-Dixie flirted with Full Circle a little bit, but their seafood was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Because it was such a high quality at a reasonable price. And but yeah, Full Circle's a good one.
So Mike, what is the label on your sauce? Is it Mike's, or is it Bailey's, or is it Mike Bailey's?
Bailey's
Original root beer barbecue sauce.
I think you ought to call it Sip and Chew barbecue sauce.
No.
Sip and Chew Q. I've got one that I'll eventually put together that's blueberry based, and I'm just going to call Stu's Blue Q.
Oh, I like
There you
that.
go.
With
There
a
you
letter
go.
Q on there.
There you go. I challenge you. Do it. Hurry up, do it.
Oh, I've done it before. I've done it before.
I know.
I'm not putting it on the market yet. We'll see if I can't get Fairhope Market to buy it. No, we may do some test driving of it and see how it goes there. We've done a few things. Our kitchen manager, Brian, made a phenomenal Jamaican glaze to put on ribs one day, and everyone's asking us, can we sell it? So
Cool.
we will eventually get into the point where we're making some of our own sauces and stuff.
Awesome. Should.
That could be a whole
All right,
line
folks,
of-
we got to go.
We got to. Bill Finch is in the house today.
What a rare occasion. We got
On our side
we got
of the
a
state
pink
and
string going on for, I guess, October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Folks, get out there, support local, be local, buy local.
And what's the word for the servers?
Earn it.
Earn your tip.
Earn it.
People, please tip.
Yeah. Mike, enough of your soapbox. Just say the magic word.
Provolone, folks.
Provolone.
Gouda.
Did you say Gouda?
Gouda.
Oh.
Chicken, ice cream, fish. I like ice cream. What's this?
All right, y'all. I gotta go hop in my pick 'em up truck
See you at the Fairhope Market.